On the plus side, I am playing a game I'm actually really excited to play. Which, I don't know, feels different from my end. I sincerely doubt it. Feels different from your guys' end, but... I have been hugely enjoying myself, yes. If for the fact that I haven't even progressed the plot to plot point 2 hasn't just demonstrated that yet. Like, I have been legitimately content to just kind of roam and do my own thing here. I've been trying to rein myself in a little bit, because I will just go completely off in the weeds. Pun intended, if allowed to. Love looting. I love how it's just boop and done. Just like that. That is so fantastic. I know that sounds like such a strange thing to praise, but I've been playing video games for 40 years now. I think 41, actually, depending on how you define that. Most games waste your time, deliberately or otherwise. Yeah, exactly, Ross. Like I said, 81 freaking days. Hey, you want a battle? Hell yeah, I want a battle. I want to defeat you, so my Pokemon's get even tougher. It's Alberto. It's true, Russ. On the final boss. Aw, it's a Shinx. But it was a Shinx. Goodbye. Lunch was actually quite good. It was broccoli and cheese soup coated over rice. Yeah, it was exactly as good as it sounds. More you battle, more you can raise your Pokemon's levels ever stronger. It is still snowing, if you can believe it. I would say none of it's sticking, but some of it is starting to. Just beginning to. The littlest one went out and was just roaming in the snow. Wasn't really playing with the snow itself. I don't think she's very impressed with it. I'm almost sad. I actually distinctly remember the first time I ever encountered snow. I would have been somewhere around 7. And it was in Boulder, Colorado. So the first snow was a pretty heavy one, right? For those of you not aware, Boulder is at the base of the Rocky Mountains. And if you don't know what the Rocky Mountains are, then just take the word mountains from it and presume whatever you want to there. Anyway, so I went out, just like, this is my first time seeing snow in person. And I went out and just, like, played in it so sufficiently and so thoroughly, without a coat, without gloves, without anything, that my mother came out sometime later and was like, what are you doing? It's like, I'm playing in this snow, look, I can make stuff, and I can throw stuff, and it feels weird. I had to be taken in to be given a hot bath. It's what I'm getting at here. Yeah, I was sick for a bit. I wonder. New type of air. Oh, 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 oh. Got time to battle a fellow like me on your way to school? Hell yeah, brother. It's Ruben the janitor. My man. It's also bugging through the freaking floor. That is happening a lot. Yeah, I've driven over the Rockies 3 times in my life. That's not counting driving into the Rockies when I went skiing. It's kind of insane. Hey, Game Geek. So it'll take you right to Mesa Gosa, where the school is. Don't get lost now. I would never buy... No, for real, for real. Okay, okay, okay. Well, you really wanted a Pikachu, everyone. There it is. Would anyone like to be a Raichu? Despite this Pokemon's cute appearance, those who want to live with one should be prepared to be on the receiving end of electric jolts. It evolves with love. I might actually put that in the party now, just to start getting it some experience. Alright, Game Geek and Dr. Winterbolt want it. Let's give it to Game Geek. And that way we can get something more snow-related to Dr. Winter. And I'm going to add up the party, like I just said I was going to do. Let's swap out... Connects count for right now. I don't even know if Frostlass is in this. I hope so. So there's our Thunderstone, so there's our Raichu. Ultra Ball is next. That is funny. I was just like, well, I'll just leave now. That's all the... There's apparently a... When you could get one of the cherry Pokemon around here. I'm just going to do like one run through just to see if I see it. Just a quick run. Nothing too fancy. Might do a battle over here. I'll tell you all you need to know about hiking. Rule 1, work those legs. Rule 2, work those legs. Okay, she looks badass. Can I look like that? You want the third and fourth rules? There are none. It's all legs, kiddo. Hello, Evo. Climbing mountains means tackling some slopes. Like, I'm sure a kiddo like you can make it up the hill like the one leading to Mesa Gosa, if you try. I'll do one more run. I said I would anyways. Did I say hi to Evo? Hi, Evo. Foreign exchange student missing. Never showed up for first day of class. Lost catching Pokemon. I mean, we're like 5 hours in. I've just been catching Pokemon. Like, hang on. Yeah, I have caught 31 Pokemon. We are very close to surpassing all the Pokemon we caught our entire playthrough of Red. So, we were wondering of your opinion of the graphics of this game, because it's one of those... So, maybe I shouldn't give you my opinion first. What? I didn't even see it. Where? Because that's just a... That's the bird. That's a Hoppip. That's the bug thing I can't remember the name of. Let's see. How did I miss an entire field of them? Color choice is spot on. I actually agree with that completely. There are some bopping colors in this game. Hey, Sean. Broccoli and cheddar soup over rice. It was quite good. Okay, there's the Whoopers. Yeah. There's the Hoppip. Okay. What if I can encounter that? Hey! We have found one ghost. A ghastly. The ghost. The granddaddy ghost. It's okay, we can actually get a Gengar this time around. Dumpy! Anyone want to be the water bug? Remember, this will be a box Pokemon, not a team Pokemon. You want to be the water bug? Okay, okay. Well, I don't know if it's cute. Let's check it out, shall we? Yeah, it's pretty cute. Yep, turns into a water moth. Alright, still need to find this field of Cherums I read. Hopefully they're still there. The exact path I took over here. What? Oh my god, I didn't even see that. Nope, those are the birds. What about these? Nope, those are the birds too. Nope, I see nothing. They be gone. That's fine. Pop quiz. What happens when a Pokemon's HP runs out? Let me give you a live demonstration. See, like, there's actually pretty decent detailing of the Pokemon here. Like, it's not the highest fidelity ever, but, like, for example, did you notice that there is separate scales on the middle of his tail and not the side? Looks like that kind of applies to his head as well. Not the same way, though. And his legs. Like, there's some decent fidelity on the Pokemon themselves. But then you look at that awful grass. That's a good question, Monobro. Because, yeah, you know they're going to put effort into the starters. They always do. Ooh, what's Incinerate do? So they're both special. Yeah. So part of the reason I mention it is the one thing we know with certainty that they spent time and effort on updating in the graphics of this game is the Pokemon. New meshes, new textures, new skeletons. Old animations. But new everything else, right? So I've been taking every opportunity to get close-ups of the Mons themselves, just at a glance, because, like, this guy right here, that's some decent detailing, right? Look at that. Yeah, you caught what I was looking for, Shadow Machine. I came to Mesagosa to make some deliveries, but let's have a battle. No wonder my Amazon packages keep getting delayed. I've noticed the clothing on the the people, is actually pretty decent. The rest is, I mean, it's not bad. Like, even from here, you could tell his jeans have some work put into them, you know? Mesagosa is so massive, it's easy to get lost in if you don't check your map. Like, check out his clothing for a second. Let's check out his butt, very important. That's actually a bad example. It's more obvious around the knees. See that? Hello there, I'm a Pokemon League rep. Been having some nice Pokemon battles? Good news, if you defeat 4 trainers, there's a lovely prize with your name on it. So far, you defeated 7 trainers. So here's your prize. Holding challenges for other areas, too. Interesting. I guess that's my point, is they're fine. I don't have any complaints with the humans. Which is good, because we do several close-ups like this one. And I take that back. If I had one complaint about the humans, so far it's the eyes. So far I'd say Nemona is the only character whose eyes didn't immediately make me go, huh? I love the adverts. Hi, Zach Taft. Okay, I guess this is it. I guess we'll go to the first town. Actually, I kind of want to show Evo the LOD earlier, because it's pretty bad. Oh, definitely the former, Jalex. 100%. Speaking of which, I need to figure out what question you asked me that I never answered. Here, let me get Nemona on screen, so that Evo can admire her eyes. Because we all know that's what Evo's really looking at. Come on, load. There we go. A game I felt was generally well designed, but sloppy. Oh no, that was days ago. It's like 6 days ago. Honestly, I think the coolest thing is the contrast between the texture on her shirt and the texture on her glove and her backpack. Like I said, the textures are the main thing I was looking at. I also have to admit, I like her hair. Yeah, that's a cool glove. Here it is. I found it. Which later quality of life features added to the Pokemon do I think is the best improvement? That was the question. The single best improvement. Gosh, that's actually tough. Because there's been so many quality of life features added over the years. And I can prove that because I literally just played the first one. This is technically like 3 improvements in one. But I'm going to specifically pick... So there's 3 I'm torn by, okay? There's 3, and all 3 of them are really good. HM removal is another good one. But I'm going to still stick with my 3. The first is the encounters in the field. If you remember, I was actually really... no, Master. I was really impressed by this in Let's Go, which I believe was the first game I played that had this feature, where you could actually see the Pokemon in the field. I know that sounds like a minor thing, but as I've discussed multiple times on camera, moving the encounters into the field and interactable versus is actually a pretty big quality of life change. It moves a lot of the random encounters into the player's hand, into the player's control. You can actually see what a Pokemon is, decide on the fly if you want to encounter it, and then choose for yourself if you do, right? Thank you, Meister. So it's a great quality of life feature, and you just saw me roaming around, just looking around, like looking for any Pokemon I didn't have or any Pokemon I was interested in, and I could just do that, right? And anytime I spot something I don't recognize, I can just veer and be like, "What's that?" You know, that's awesome. Second pick is all of the information that's in game now. Like, for example, the fact that I can see in battle what a move is, whether it's type effective or not, how much mana it has left, whether it's special or not. The sheer information pushed into the game, in battle, in menus, while trading, while evolving. Like, they have put so much cross-referencing into the game. It's awesome. My third pick is kind of a catch-all because it's actually multiple things in one. It's the fact that you can swap Pokemon around on the fly. So I can sort my moves, I can change their nicknames, I can move them around in the boxes. You know, I can do all of my Pokemon sorting anywhere, on the fly, quickly and efficiently. And like I said, there's technically multiple changes there, because the specific controls of it were changed, the accessibility of it was changed, and the times at which you can do it were changed. But the point is that truncating all that smoothing over the controls of your squads was a huge quality of life feature for me. Anyways, did you get some battles? Did you battle some trainers on the hill? Bet your Pokemon are getting stronger. How about you show me how much you've learned in battle? Let's have a fruitful battle. Okay. Hey, Retro Justice. Hey, Goozy. So I got bad news. I've been leveling. You seem like you're getting better at this, so I'm coming at you with 2 Pokemon this time. Yeah, I'm almost double your level. You're welcome to your type matchups. I can tell how badly you want to win. I need to win, Goku. I mean, Nimona. Doing even better than I expected. You're legit, runner. I don't know if I agree with that. I think it's just Earth, Reichbar, excuse me. Battling is a blast. Think I better pull out my ace in the hole. What? Sorry. Okay, that look of shock for a second. She has expressions. Oh my god. So main NPCs that can actually have expressions instead of, like, the eternal dead eyes of everyone else. Can't believe how fast you're improving. Yeah, give me your money. Look here, she can afford it. She lives in a mansion on the coast of Spain. Amazing. Look at you taking on a terastallized opponent and winning. No problem. When I think of it, you can't terastallize your Pokemon yet, huh? Don't worry, I'll get you taken care of. You're so good with Pokemon battles. I forget how new you are to this stuff sometimes. Anyway, fun to battle you. Have some revives. Thanks. I like her so far, by the way. As we talked about recently, I'm kind of been up and down on the rivals over the years. Mesa Ghost is waiting just past this gate. At last. The city where our school is. Ton of hills and stairs and stuff in the city, so I'm going to take a quick breather and catch up with you soon. I mean, yeah, it's better than frickin' Gary Oak. As I mentioned, while he certainly has some staying power by virtue of being the first, if you just play Pokemon Red, there's not really much there to Blue, is there? Like I said, Silver was actually one of my favorites. Although I am a sucker for a good character arc. Alright, here I am. Finally made it, huh? This is Mesa Gosa, biggest city in Paldea. It's been a big trade hub since a long time ago. A lot of folks come here to learn about advances in technology and all kinds of other stuff. Here's the hair salon. We need to go do that. We need to get our eyes. Our special eyes. Anything I want to see first? The hair salon. A fashionista, are you? Maybe you just want a practical dude that won't get in your eyes while you're battling. I mean, you have a ponytail. I want to be sure you'll be able to terastallize, too. So a few things I gotta get done for that to happen, but I'll take care of them. Meanwhile, you just have fun looking around the city for a bit. So much to do, grab a bite, buy some accessories. If you want my personal recommendation, you gotta see the Delibird Presents. They sell handy items for Pokemon to hold. Of course, she'd recommend the place where there's battling. Marnie's another favorite of mine when it comes to rivals. Aw, just be ready. The stairs to the school are no joke. See you later. I've only ever actually gotten legitimately angry at a rival once, and it was in Sun and Moon. And if I'm being 100% honest, it's not the guy himself. It was the bullcrap battle that I was forced into with him. Okay, hang on. We'll soak all this in a minute. Let's go to the other place really quick. How? Not Edgy Boy. Edgy Boy was funny. No, How? There's one battle when you're coming back from the, I forget the name of the corporation place. And, yeah, it's against the Alolan Raichu. And there's nothing to indicate that you're about to go into a battle. And there's no escaping it. Like basically, once you've done a previous battle, you're stuck in a combat. Then you're stuck in a cutscene, then you're stuck in a cutscene, then you leave, still stuck in a cutscene, and then he fights you again. There's no pause between these. And I was extremely not ready for that fight. It's honestly one of my biggest memories of that game, because it just pissed me off so hard. Yeah, so fun fact. Some of you may remember that I had these intro videos, all of which are gone. I lost them all on the hard drive crash, so that really sucks. Because I really like the Final Fantasy one and the Mega Man one. But anyways. I just realized I lost the Mega Man and the Final Fantasy one. Anyways. Point being that one of them was the Pokemon one, which I was also pretty proud of. That was all me taking footage, so I would just fire up the game, go get into, like, the first real battle, and then just record some footage of it. And, yes, actually, getting fan. And then I ran into 7, Sun and Moon. And I was playing Sun and Moon for, this is not actually a joke, a solid 30 minutes before I got to the first battle. That may not sound like a long time. When you're just sitting there trying to record footage for a thing, that's a little bit silly. Yeah, I did, Loke. I didn't see why, but I did see that that's a thing. Yeah, Sun and Moon's intros were pretty bad. Like, we talked pretty bad about a lot of the intros in a lot of the modern Pokemons, but Sun and Moon was something else. Yeah, I already own it. I've streamed it, even. Oh, neck. This one's intro's been pretty legit. There was a little bit of forced hand-holding there, just for a minute. And then it was like, hey! Here, go. And I went. You saw me. I've been playing around for like 4 hours just roaming and doing stuff because I could. I'm still in the intro. Don't you get it? If you join Team Star... Team Star? You can shine as bright as anybody. Seriously, what's with you? Don't you want to burn bright with awesome friends like us? Not really. Look, we've got a quota we're supposed to fill for new members, so sign up already. I'd rather not. I have an Eevee backpack, though. Huh? You want in on this, too? Here to sign up. We'll get you next. We've nearly got this one in the bag. We're Team Star, kid. We burn so bright it hurts to look at us. But you knew that, right? No. Ugh. Another ignorant little nobody. Here, I'm finally part of Team Star, and still I get no respect. I gotta work my way up the ranks. Hey, we can't just let something like this slide. The honor of the team's on the line. We got no real choice but to battle. That's true. You keep watching that little Four Eyes over there. I'll make sure this fresh-faced nobody ends up seeing stars. What? Hold on, let's enjoy the music for a second. This is pretty slapping. Not gonna lie. I don't mind evil teams, and I don't mind non-evil teams. I like that we have a bit of a variety. Why is it nobody like you so good at battling anyway? It's just not right. No way, he beat you? Does that mean I gotta battle this kid now since I'm higher up the star's ranks? Pero bueno. What do you think you're doing? Ugh, it's that student council dweeb. He's gonna report us if we don't book it. I can't believe you, runner. You don't have to go find randos to battle. You'll have all the battles you'll ever need. With me! Wait, what's that? Hang on. Are they here? Oh my god! Okay, sorry, I'm really happy because I just found something. Someone in chat said something as like a random comment. I think it was Kitten Fan. And it just made me think of something. And I had a thought. Because you might not know this, but whenever I produce anything, I keep all of the raw files around, including the temp files, which are usually rendered before I actually push out the final renders, right? And you're probably thinking, who cares? Hang on a second. It's like a good 13 gigs. Give me a moment. Yeah, I think I found the intro files. I'm going to double check that in a second. Yeah, if I can actually restore these, that's gonna put a smile on my face. Because I put a lot of effort into these. Like I said, almost all of these, also, like the specific ones, like the Mega Man one, the Final Fantasy one, the Pokemon one. That's my footage. All the WoW ones. Hang on. Okay, I'm gonna shelve that. I'll do that off camera. But yeah, I think we can restore those. Wait, they picked a fight with you? Wow, I read that way wrong. Sorry. Yeah, why would you not pick a fight with someone? Oh, I get it now. You two have Team Star written all over you for sure. I bet you're trying to pressure people into signing up again, weren't you? Hi, we weren't not doing that. Well, that explains it. As head of student council, stopping this type of nonsense would normally be my job. This is the perfect chance for you to try my amazing and ultra-rare gift to you. What the hell is that? An orb that holds within it the power to crystallize. When it's charged with energy, it can be used to cause Pokemon to terastallize. With the Terra Orb, you can terastallize your Pokemon during battle. After it terastallizes, your Fuecoco, excuse me, will be a fire type. Normally you gotta take special classes to be put into one of those orbs, but I put in a good void for you. And you're the PC. Time to give it a whirl. You'll learn to use it faster in battle than I've just explained it to you. Wait, what? You want this kid to practice wailing on us with the Terra Pokemon? You got a problem? You want to battle me instead? Never mind, I'll take my chances with the new kid. I think you know the answer to that, Quark. God, their helmets are so dorky. So it changes to its Terra type. Ugh, excuse me. Yeah, no kidding, kitten fan. Moves of the same type as this Terra type will become much more powerful than usual. You won't be able to terastallize until you heal at a Poke Center. Okay, so that's our limiter. Well, we're still gonna do it. Still a banger sound track. Goodbye. I like the other one in the background just cheering on. Nice, Runner. You pulled off terastallizing, no problem. Moves of your Terra type will hit even harder when they're terastallized. Sometimes you'll find a Pokemon whose Terra type is different than its usual type. That can open up strategic options. You gotta charge your orb at the center, though. I'll be on my merry way then, huh? Hasta la vista! Hasta la vista! So yeah, Team Star is basically a group of students who like to kick up trouble. They hardly ever show up to class, and when they get together in groups, they're a real headache. Even the teachers don't know what to do with them. Excuse me? Yeah, what's up? I just, well, thanks. So, yeah, see you around. Bye! Nice backpack. And no, I would not. Wow, look at you, already becoming a big hero around campus. I don't think I've seen that girl around. Maybe she's a new transfer like you. That Eevee bag, though. Love that fluff. Anyway, seems like the trouble's died down, so we better book it to school. Get ready for the worst staircase climb in the world. I don't know, I've been to Congress. It doesn't look that tall. I mean, it's not that tall, but like, eesh. Okay, so, hang on. I got a sub from the Radosvik. Let me drag that down here. To Deus Ex Revision, Morrowind, and Quake. You got it. Thank you, Radosvik, very much. And hi, Nuki. Yeah, Nimona is rich, is all about battling, and is on the school council. Yeah, no kidding, Retro Justice. Old fogies. Really quick. Let's see. Who's in chat who doesn't have a sub? Who isn't Czar? Because I've done Czar recently. Looks like nobody? Oh my god, I have nothing but subs. Wait, Kitten Fan! Kitten Fan, pick a game to put something towards. I've got one banked. Morrowind's going to be a fascinating game, because I think that will probably be one of the closest games we have that'll review close to 0. No, I'm dead serious. It does so many things right and wrong. Right alongside itself, you know? PMD block, I can do that. Gotta find the hairstylist. Oh man, Eva, this game is so awesome. You don't even know. I spent the entire morning just roaming around picking up Pokemon and admiring things. Sorry. So there's the glasses. Let's see if we can get any good glasses. Do I have a city map? That's actually a good question. I do! Oh my god, there's several places. There's the Enosians place. There's the Fashion Street. There's the Chansey Supplies, the Sure Can. There's... Why are there so many shops? Oh my god. Okay, so those are all food places. There's several Delibird Presents. Picnic Knickknacks, Baggins... Okay, so there's the salon. That's the one I really want, is the hair. Oh man, Inquisition. That is a perfect example of a close to 0 game. My god. Yeah, I actually have a lot of history with Morrowind, professionally and otherwise. Thank you, Enosians, very much, as always. And I suppose you know what you want to put that towards. Oh, absolutely, Jelix Brown. Like, they sort of have to be, you know? I don't know how else to put that. I suppose I'm in a unique position because I've been there for most of gaming history. I was pretty young, but I was still gaming in the arcade era. Or at least when the arcade era was dominant. I was there when the NES came out. You know what I mean? When gaming started, when video gaming, excuse me, let me be clear about the terminology, started. Automation, Wario Land, and Cyberpunk. You got it. Okay, we got Enosians. Whoop. Buenas. Buenas. Excuse me, muchacho. What can we do for you today? Alright, what do we got? Please tell me you got something new. Minor thing. I like that the hairstyles are not gender locked. It's a little thing, but I like it. That's actually become pretty normal nowadays. Ooh, I might do slicked back. Why what, sir? I think we'll go with that. Any new colors? Doesn't look like it. We can go with violet. Let's just go straight white. At the moment, I would call this a neutral, but a lot of these games, Sword and Shield did this as well, offer more options the further into the game you are for cosmetics. So we'll kind of chew on that as we go. Thank you, Beat Manuki, as always. And remember, you can put that towards 3 things, not just 1. Because options are good, Sar? That's it. That's it. That's the answer. Options good. And just like that, we're done. Gotta say, you're looking fabulous with this new style. By the way, just for perspective, I know nobody gives a damn. I'll pay with cash. But I've been playing on the Pro Controller. It's been pretty smooth. I've mentioned this before, I have exactly 1 complaint about this controller, but that doesn't apply to this game, which is why I'm using it. The D-pad isn't great. That's the complaint. Unfortunately, this is a pretty expensive controller. This is $80, and I think it's gone up with the tariff problem. But it is a pretty freaking smooth controller. It's comfortable. There's a really good click to the buttons. Like, they're very responsive. I know that sounds like a strange thing to comment on, but you know what I mean, right? There's no ambiguity. It's a nice... It's like a mechanical... Clunk, right? The shoulders are really smooth, too. And obviously the D-pads are... Or not the D-pads, but the analogs are great. And I haven't done much with them yet, but these on the back, I need to figure out something to do with those because, well, you can. Yes, Luke. Like, I'm not even sure what I would bind this to. Oh, so I could just bind it to something else. So how about... Well, you know what? Whatever my mount button is once we get there, that's what I'll bind to that. See how that feels. Because, yeah, by the way, for those who are unaware, you have bindable buttons on the grips. You probably... Whoop, 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 whoop. Can't even see them there. But they're right there. Do you see them? And they are super smooth and comfortable to hit. Okay, hang on. So let's head everywhere. What do we got? What do we got? Any cool shoes? We've got to go black and white. Ovs. So those are sneakers, which I think we already have. Performance sneakers. Eh. Damn. Nice, Rex. I wish I could try it. Yeah, there's a reason we gave this game negatives before we even started it. Let's be honest. This game really should have had more time to cook. And or had another company, like Monolith Soft, come in and optimize for them. Socks? I don't care about socks, but I do care about glasses. Ooh, half rims. Shades. Ooh. But no, no shades. I don't think I want half rims either. What I really want is eyes. Where can I customize my eyes? I'm ready. I'm ready for the question. Oh, bags. What do we got here? Anything cool? Canvas bags, and that's it. Meh. I have attempted to wear contacts. Emphasis on the word. Now, here's a fun thing. For those of you not aware. What is this? What is this? What are I don't know what any of these things are. They're also expensive. Let's walk away from that for now. So, for those of you not aware, for those of you who don't have glasses or whatever, if you go in for contacts, they are not allowed to, like by like safety rules. Ooh, spicy potatoes, quesadilla, alfajores. Ooh. They're not allowed to let you leave until you demonstrate that you can like function, that you can see. So if they give you contacts, you need to demonstrate that you can put your own contacts in before they let you leave. I was there an hour. My eyes were red. It was really quite unpleasant. Okay, so there's gloves. Plain gloves. Fingerless gloves. Oh, this is just mosaic. They were also uncomfortable, too. They were uncomfortable, and it took forever to put them in. In addition to the fact that it obviously hurt that first horrible, horrible day. Nice types, by the way. Do you see the types making up the circle here? We all know the best type. There we go. Ah, yeah. That's the type right there. Favorite Pokemon movie? Detective Pikachu, obviously. Do they seriously not offer any other colors? Like, surely I could buy some later, right? Right? I'm gonna be really sad if I can't. Because Sword and Shield offered these, my favorite eye colors so far, and you can make fun of me for this, but for those of you who are there for the Sword and Shield ones, you remember it. It was rainbow. I could actually have a rainbow eyes. It didn't look like that alien nonsense. It looked like rainbow. It was really cool looking. It suits the big eye style there, right? Okay, we get more later. That's really all I need to know. I don't know, Rex, honestly. Evo! Evo! Look! Look! Okay, you only get one. Strawberry chocolate crepe, strawberry whipped cream crepe, or chocolate banana crepe. Which one do you go for? No, I said I liked Sonic better than Detective Pikachu. It's still a good movie. Choice paralysis. Choose. Choose in 5 seconds, or else the entire world will explode. I'd probably go with the strawberry whipped cream. I don't know what any of those food buffs mean yet. Oh, what's that? Oh my god, they have freaking, kebabs. Can I go into first-person mode? Is there a first-person mode thing? Kind of. Look, they've got kebabs. So that's actually a good question, Retro Justice. And I don't really have a good answer for that. Because, yeah, this game did not run well on the Switch one. That's not presumption, that's not the internet. I have actually personally been present for this game being played on the Switch one. It didn't run well at all. So why? Now, I would say there's two answers that are not mutually exclusive that are probably involved here. Answer number one is they didn't take the time, for whatever reason, to actually sit down and optimize. Some programmers, for those of you familiar with programmer culture, there's kind of a counter push against optimization because, frankly, some programmers have gotten really, really zealous about code optimization in recent years. But optimization's a good thing. You do want your game to be at least moderately optimized so that it's actually going to run decently well. And it's very clear that this game wasn't. It's also, if I can be really blunt for a second, a big problem in AAA gaming in particular. Not that this is a AAA game, but like in AAA gaming, there's so much lack of optimization. I mean, look at the recent Borderlands 4, just to name a recent example of that, where they just kind of rely on you having bigger and bigger and bigger and stronger and stronger and stronger computers to just brute force your way through the fact that they're not well designed. Yeah, Unreal 5 can be a good engine. We have seen this. But a lot of developers don't bother. No, Gelatin, I can explain why, but let me come back to that. The second reason is actually related to Rax, or what Rax mentioned, because they obviously didn't optimize. Hang on 1 second. There we go. You're on the PlayStation. Sucks to be you. They obviously did not care, is the way I want to phrase that. There's been this general attitude, this isn't just exclusive to Pokemon, where if a game runs then people will still buy it anyway, so why bother doing a better job? And that has been a attitude in game development for close to 10 years. There are exceptions, of course. Baldur's Gate 3 running like ass, if you remember. And then they spent a year patching it up. Expedition 33 was patched up. GTA 5, this is an older example, was patched up. Cyberpunk was patched up. Not every game gets that patch-up phase. A lot of them just kind of get kicked out the door for whatever reason. It's capitalism, that's the reason. And then they, sometimes the developers go back and polish it up. And the problem is, and I will admit I am part of the problem here too, a lot of people will pick up a mainline Pokemon game even if it has performance issues. Yeah, GTA 6 will probably have the same issues on launch that GTA 5 did. That's probably going to be a thing. We could pretty much predict that right now. I love this mosaic thing. This is part of what I was talking about earlier. You can't tell me that they were lazy on the art design. Because while there's, as we mentioned earlier, some of the textures and some of the culling is awful. You can't tell me that talented artists and talented scenario designers and talented environmental designers didn't sit down and put some thought and care into it. And that makes it even more frustrating, that, you know? When you see stuff like this stupid pillar over here. Look at the texture on this pillar. Look at that. Look at that. That's PS2. And then you see this. How even literally the texture quality of this is higher. Yeah, that's Silver Moon City right over there for about another 2 months. Or 3 months or whatever it is. Yeah, it's just, you could tell where they put the time and work and effort in. And you could tell where they didn't. And it's jarring. Earlier, we were having a Pokemon battle. And the Pokemon, I was actually pointing out, the Pokemon in question was actually pretty high fidelity. Not like super high fidelity, but it was good. It looked good. And he was fighting on this grass. Okay, it's a bad shot because the sun. There we go. It was fighting on this grass. And I mean, look at that. Anyways, rant off. It's just frustrating because, and this is going to tie into my answer for Alex Brown's question, this is why Pokemon is not AAA. So let me explain this for you. Obviously, the terms AAA, AA, and indie are actually marketing terms that mean nothing. Let's just throw that out the window because that doesn't mean anything. Let's explain what those numbers really mean. It has to do with your budget, your backing, and your support. That's what determines that. If you are a big publisher who has tons of money and weight and time to throw into your game, that's a AAA game. Now I know what you're thinking. Well, doesn't that describe the Pokemon Company? No. Because Game Freak, the actual developers, do not have that time, they do not have that budget, and they do not have that support. They should. The Pokemon Company should absolutely back these games. They don't. Yeah, Game Freak is actually a pretty small company, all things considered. Ah! I can't block. No! No! Ah, whatever. So I can't help but notice several people keep pointing to Nintendo as the problem here. And let's be clear, Nintendo does many things wrong. This is not one of them. There's a reason I keep pushing this towards the Pokemon Company. For those of you not aware, Pokemon Company is the equivalent of Alphabet. And they are the cause of a lot of these issues. The Pokemon Company are the ones making the bargains and deals with the merchandising. The Pokemon Company is the group that is trying to change up their development cycles and is trying to cram things out the door. We have seen interviews that the Pokemon Company is the one who comes down with these terrible mandates, which is one of the reasons why Game Freak has churned through several years of its history, as in churned people in and out. And that sucks. Yeah, that's you know what? That's a good way to put it. Pokemon Company is the real Team Rocket. That's not even a joke. No, I guess it kind of is a joke because, you know, the Pokemon Company is, let's be honest with ourselves, honestly worse in several ways than Team Rocket. Terra Orb is charged. Woo! Hang on one second. Yeah, exactly, Ross. That is exactly how it is. Yeah, Sword and Shield wasn't exactly turning heads, but yeah, Violet was just clunk. I don't know how ZA is. Let's look something up. Right, that was it. Or give me a second. I'm trying to find it. There it is. Someone mentioned Disney. Of course it is. Well, okay, I can't show you Disney. I'm sorry. Because it's in the WebP, because WebBs are like the plague of existence. But whatever. Instead, I'm just going to show you Pokemon. Now, Pokemon makes plenty of money on its games. Looks like my estimate was off a little bit there. But I find that visuals help. So why don't I show you some visuals? Okay, so you see this? Red is the games. The trading cards are orange, the box office is green, the manga and comics are blue. Light blue. And then the merch is the dark blue. Yeah. I mean, technically everything is merchandise, Alex Brown. But for the purposes of categorization, no, not at all. I mean, I'm just going to be real. You notice that the video games are at 28 billion? I want you to think about pulling in that kind of revenue just from video games. There are not a lot of IPs that could manage that kind of revenue stream. That is stupid. And to be honest, this is the problem right here. There's nothing else for it. That is the problem. Because it is such a level of money that I've talked about this before. When money gets to certain numbers, things get warped, right? Like there's no other way to phrase that. When the money gets to a high enough level, most of the normal rules of like sanity, greed, decency, humanity, literal laws, literal legality, all just kind of get warped and twisted because there's just so much money on the table. And there it is. Yes, Rex. Yes, actually. That is exactly what I mean. You've seen it before, right? Fiction likes to do this story where one person comes across a few $1 million and it's like, oh my god, and people will kill each other over $1 million, right? Yeah. Number 2, by the way, for the curious, is, if I can find it here, Hello Kitty, as expected, which has $89 billion of merchandising and nothing else. Then there's Winnie the Pooh at $76 billion of merchandising and nothing else. Then there's Mickey Mouse at $73 billion of merchandising and nothing else. Then there's Star Wars. That's actually a much bigger spread. Star Wars is $70 billion total, but only $42 billion in merchandising. And then there's Anpanman. I don't even know what that is. Disney in general. Jump Comics, the MCU. Mario. Which, by the way, Mario, the overwhelming majority of Mario sales are from video games. I find that amusing. That's $38 billion, by the way. Then Harry Potter. Excuse me. Spider-Man, Transformers, Batman, Gundam, Dragon Ball, and Barbie is the smallest one they've got here at a mere $25 billion. Yeah, Winnie the Pooh is third. I don't know what you want from me. It goes Pokemon, Hello Kitty, Winnie the Pooh. Just to make this funny, Hello Kitty makes $88.5 billion in merchandising and then $500 million in other, like everything else. Apparently there is Hello Kitty toilet paper, there are Hello Kitty watches. Yeah, Hello Kitty is dominantly merch. That's all it is. Anyways, I'm sorry, getting a little bit off topic, but this is why I say... Sorry, getting all the way back to your question here, Jelix Brown. This is why I say that this game we're playing is not AAA, because that is not backing it. Now, AA, I could see that. I could vibe that. That's debatable. That's as far as I'd go, I think. Oh my god, they have churros. They have chocolate-covered churros! This is on the Switch too, Mr. Floyd. Yeah, Legend ZA, thank you for that, because I remember that. Legend ZA had a budget of $20 million. which probably sounds like a lot. No. No. Like, 20 million is nothing to sneeze at, but again, that's firmly in double A range. Oh, that's honestly low. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there are indie games that reach 20 million budget. I don't know, Evo. It's just a thing. What was I doing? Right. That is a good question, Jelix Brown. I don't know, admittedly. Speaking of, I need to write down Yoshi drums. No, I didn't, Loke. Let's see. Loke asks, Dear Lore, I hate you and I want you to die. You are the worst thing ever. May the hand of the devil strike you down. Sincerely, Loke. I don't actually see a question from you. Is it in question bot? Yeah, word for word. I don't see it. I don't see it. I literally don't see it. It's gone. Oh yeah, what's your question? You're just telling me to die. Now that is a good question, Jelix Brown. That's an even better question. Oh yeah, hang on. Let's talk to this person. I sense great depth to your past. You've seen many lives gone by. I can study your Rotom phone and peer into your past lives. Okay. Oh god, which one was Sword and Shield? Although I've played all of them on my Switch, so you know I've got Let's Go, I've got the Sword, the Diamond and Pearl remasters. Galar, we'll go with Galar. I see you facing down enormous challenges in the Galar region with equally enormous dynamics Pokemon on your side. Allow me to fashion your Rotom phone. If you wish to plumb your memories, come speak to me again. Like, asset reuse is actually a pretty complex topic when it comes to game design. Because it gets a bad rep, and for good reason. A lot of people do it because, you know, they suck, or they're lazy, or they're cheap. But there's plenty of really good, valid reasons in order to have asset reuse, right? And plenty of games will do clever, interesting stuff with asset reuse. I'm avoiding it like the plague. I'm good, Mr. Floyd. So I don't know what the case is here. And yeah, the Trails of series is probably a pretty good example of asset reuse for the most part. So hang on. Luke's question's already gone off. What do I think would happen if they actually fully backed a new Pokemon game? You know, honestly, one of two things. And you know what I'm about to say, right? Either we would have, like basically this, but really polished, right? Much better textures, much better graphic usage, much better optimization, faster load times. Just generally more polished to the game, right? Or the devs would crumble under the weight of the extra budget and go full Bethesda. And just suck. And those are pretty much our options. There it is. Okay, so, you ready for this, Evo? Yeah, again, there's a reason I list budget as one of several things. Budget, support, and backing, right? Okay, so there's the lighthouse, and there's the lighthouse's shadow, right? You see that? It's because the culling in this game is wild. So right now, the lighthouse isn't there. And it gets rid of the shadow when it culls it. It's really easy. So, like, culling is a very necessary thing, and you can be smart about culling. And then you could do that. There's another spot over here I'll show off. Somewhere around here. Because the problem is, it's really easy in this game to accidentally stumble into culling. Ideally, a player should never actually... There it is. That mountain just isn't there. Ideally, a player should never notice culling happening. But when an entire shadow just vanishes... Like, imagine how many players have no idea what culling even is. And have no idea why the shadow just goes away like that. I got one more for you, Evo. So there's something called level of depth, I think? LOD. I forget what it stands for. It changes the quality of a mesh based on your distance to it. Watch the cliff as I'm walking by it here. On my left. Now, that might not have been obvious. Let me get even closer to it. Watch this. You see how it's, like, morphing around like it's made of flesh? Look at that. Look at that. Look at the waterfall. Look at the terrain around the waterfall. Yeah, that's just... So anyways... Yeah, the riverbank just massages the waterfall. Make sure the water is nice and churny when it comes down. Still haven't seen these combies respawn, by the way. I'm really mad about that. I should have at least grabbed one. But none of them were female, so I didn't bother. Oh, well. And then the game does something awesome, like this. Look at that. I mean, I suppose that's fair, Lord Erma. There's no point in catching a male combi. Alright, let's go check out the food. We already checked out the sides. Ooh, bananas, strawberries, tomatoes, and pickles. Okay, hang on. I want at least a few... Whoa! Whoa, not that many. Some pickles, and one more tomato. And yeah, the camera really likes to dip below the terrain, I've noticed. Which, again, is something that just happens normally. Sorry, I captured the planet. My bee, everyone. My bee. Yes, sorry. I didn't mean to be Dookie. I didn't mean to. Okay, so we've been dancing around the Delibird. What do we got? What do we got? Ooh. 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 Okay. So there's those things. Held items. What else we got? So there's our IV training? EV training? I'm not sure which those are. Plus a Soothe Bell, which we might want to grab one of those soon. I should grab that right now. Pokeballs. Ooh. Rotom cases. Like super cool there. Not yet, actually. I think I will grab a Soothe Bell. It's gonna knock me out, but yeah. Yeah, being able to just have a Soothe Bell is nice. Speaking of, we're gonna equip that immediately. On Game Geek. Yeah, we'll hold off on ingredients for right now. I have a feeling there's going to be some kind of picnic mechanic. Because they've already said that there's a picnic mechanic. Ice cream! Get your ice cream! Ooh, a sandwich shop. What do we got? What do we got? Oh, hello. I want every sandwich in here right now. I mean, honestly, yeah, okay. But they had to meet that merchandising window, didn't they? I put the fillings like this, did condiments like this. Sorry, I was thinking really hard about something just now. Yeah, this is the holdup. Wait, hang on, hang on. I've got a Ghastly that counts. This is a holdup. Okay? Nobody move. Give me the sandwiches, and nobody has to deal with the Haunter. Also have a Frostlass. Ahem. I researched sandwich recipes. You research sandwich recipes. Okay, I've got it. Bananas, jalapenos, and... let's go with... pastrami. Do any of these sandwiches have meat? Because it doesn't look like they do, actually. I too am a sandwich researcher. Yeah, I know, right, Beat Nookie? Give me the stuff! No, I don't want the money. I want your sandwiches! Give me a sandwich right now. Oh my god, that's actually cute. Check it out, check it out. So they've got, like, tables. Tables have chairs, but then they have big oversized pillows for the Pokemon to hang out on. That's actually kind of cool. That's culture right there, right? That's changing the visuals to accommodate the setting, because it makes sense that a restaurant would have pillows for your Pokemon, because everyone has a frickin' Pokemon, right? Also, that Slowpoke is huge. Jeez Louise. And over here's the non-Pokemon area. Check it out. That's kind of legit, actually. Onyx. Sorry, no Onyx is allowed here, sir. Sir. Seafood pinchos. Arroz con leche. Smoked fillet. So we clearly eat fish. Smoked fillet with herbs. Ceviche. And seafood pasta. I even gave Gen 1 a world building positive. I only gave it 1. Because it's Gen 1. But it still got it. I mean, you ask that. There's curry. Lemon gelato. Salisbury steak. I think we're at the point now where we can accept that animals exist in the Pokemon world. And we just eat cows. Can we just accept that? We don't eat Tauroses. We don't eat Miltanks. We eat cows. Salisbury steak with fried fixings. Caesar salad. Chocolate vanilla fruit parfait. But yeah, dry curry, that, I just, oh god. Now I'm thinking about Rax's curry and how much I want to try that. Yeah, Lindblom effect. Lindblom effect is technically several other categories built into it. But yeah, it's making a place feel more real. That's what it boils down to. Named after Lindblom from Final Fantasy IX. Let's jot this down here. Oh my god, they destroyed America! No! Gen 5 is gone! I mean, yeah, no, absolutely Cybercom. plenty of Pokemon probably eat meat, right? Like, you know what I would do? I would reach out to Nintendo and be like, hey, so you know those cows you've got in Mario Kart? Can we borrow those models? And then you just have those adorable roly-poly cows periodically in the background. You can think about that as much as you want to. What is the name of the town we're in right now? Mesagosa. Yeah, I want that curry, Blue Wind. I want that curry. Oh my god, Paella de Paldea. Oh my god. Okay, those are just straight up clams or oysters. Straight up, that's what that is. So there you go. Fish exist. We're good. We did it. We cracked the code. Animals exist. Are those clams? I actually don't remember the difference between clam and oysters off the top of my head. Oh my god, Claf Ayio. We're not gonna think about that. They're made of shelter. No! Ooh, these roasted vegetables have a pronounced umami flavor. Greatest side dishes are hors d'oeuvres. Escalavida. You ever had a potato tortilla? Because I actually have. I used to live in Southern California. I've had a lot of Mexican food. Like actual food from Mexico. But yeah, paellas? Ooh. No, I don't like seafood, but I'll go for a good paella. Also, I love the pun. Paella de Paldea. Oh, wow. That's a lot of stuff. Okay. Ham. They have ham. Guys, they have ham. We're good. Pigs exist. No, no. No, Maverick, no! Lechonk! No, Lechonk! Lechonk! Yeah, they also have mayonnaise. I will never buy the mayonnaise. That's a good point, though. Eggs. We added an egg earlier on the curry, too, so they obviously have chickens as well. So we've proven that chickens exist, we've proven that pigs exist, and we've proven that oysters exist, or clams, whichever one it was. No! Blue Wind, no! No! Stop! Stop! That's true. Crabs exist, too. Anyways, so let's actually buy a few things here, shall we? So let's get some ham! Whoop, whoop, whoop. Let's just get a little of everything. Lots of onions. This is for you, Evo. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not getting mayonnaise. I refuse. I refuse. You can't make me. Oh, that's already too much money. Oh, shoot. God, butter is so expensive. Okay, there. We just get rid of the butter. We can afford it now. I have LP, but I don't want to waste that just yet. A silver pick? Using it on a set. Oh, it's the spike, which I guess is called picks. Excellent, Blue Wind. I give you one Haunter. I don't have a way to like display this guy. He's too small. Like I thought about putting him over there on the thing, but like check it out. Yeah, the produce is more expensive than the grocery. I'm not gonna make the joke. You know the joke. Alright, so like if I just put him here, like you can barely see him, right? You can kind of tell he's there. He's actually on blue. But then I've got, like, my Frostlass. I actually have a Chandelure somewhere. I just need to find him. Like my Frostlass over here somewhere, maybe. Like, kind of laying here. I don't know. You won't even be able to see her. Nope, nope, yep, yep, okay. I give up. I give up. Blue is now haunted. Yes, I'd like to plot my stuff, please. Watch, I'm going to be like, and here's something I really want to buy. Eggs! And potato salad. And chorizo! Or, I mean, hi. No! No, Bluewind! No! Is he in my party right now? He is not. Where is he? Where is he? I have so many Pokemon already. There he is. Psycloud. Stop eating Psycloud. Stop. He's right there. He's right there. Now, we're going to go ahead and move him over here to the Upstate Farm box. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. I would never. I would never. He's cool. And this is that stuff again. Hey, some Combies, can I catch you? Probably not. Yeah, okay. Can I feed a ham sandwich to like... Oh, look, Pachirisu. Pachirisu. And a switch, I guess. Look, we can joke all we want. I'm sorry. When I retire my Pokemon, they go on to a fulfilling, happy rest of their life. At great expense to me. Where do you think I put all my wealth in? I've done that for every Pokemon game I've played since, well, Gen 2, really. Yeah, they go to either they go to a farm, which is also a spa, where they're taken care of, and people can come and adopt them. And there's a whole process, which I vet, like a proper adoption process, where people can show up and see if they want to adopt one of the Pokemon. There's a global emote. Oh my god, there's a Lechonk emote! Everyone, I want to see Lechonks in my chat right now. Are Pokemon immortal? No. It doesn't come up often, but Pokemon absolutely do age to death. Lechonk! Lechonk. Yes! Yes! Lechonk! Okay, I'm happy now. This is a good time as I can make some save pauses. Wait. First, a single negative for the fact that we have a single save slot, which still has no reason to exist. But we have good autosaves. Only one slot, but still. So good autosaves. And we have quick and easy autosave, just saving. Like, seriously, watch this. X, R, A. 3 button presses. And I point that out because there's actually a real concept in game design called interaction cost. It is exactly what it sounds like. It's how many times you have to do a thing as the player to make something happen. In Dragon Quest VII, which I always love to use as the example for this, or no, sorry, Dragon Quest VIII, excuse me. In Dragon Quest VIII, you have to be at a save point and then press a button 7 times to be able to save the game. And it's a slow process in addition to 7 inputs. That's terrible. When we cover Dragon Quest VIII, if we cover the 3DS version, that's going to get a negative, because that's awful. By contrast, Boop 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 is fantastic. Frankly, some earlier games, like some SNES games, will also get save pauses for how quick and easy it is to save in those games. Crepes! Oh my god, okay, I'm getting hungry. Yeah, Mystic Quest was another one that got positive for save design, because Mystic Quest, first of all, let you save anywhere, but also was very quick, boop, 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 done. No, we've actually discussed that before, Dr. Winter. Password system kind of falls into the whole technical limitations hardware problem, because most of the games that actually did password systems did so because they didn't have the battery in the physical card to allow you to save, right? So password systems can also have nuance to them. I'll use a specific example. Mega Man. Because each dot you put in actually is saving a specific value for specific things that it's keeping track of. Like how many lives you have, how many E-tanks you have, and which specific bosses you've taken down. Echo. It came up during Echo very recently. Because Echo allows you to skip to specific stages. Yeah, this is an expensive school. And thankfully, because the Pokemon world is better than real life, this is not a boarding school. Which, as we've talked about before, is basically hell. You will never go home. Never. I disallow you from going, oh no, you gotta buy me now! I gotta be honest, I would be tempted to go to Pokemon School if I was isekai'd, you know? I may not even learn anything. Boarding schools, Evo. Real-life boarding schools. I've actually talked about this recently because semi-recently a friend of mine was telling, who has been to and flunked out of a boarding school, was telling me about them. And that sent me down a rabbit hole of researching it. And yeah, they're awful. They're hell. They are abusive towards children. I have nothing else to add to that. In like a completely unacceptable way. Yeah, boarding schools should not exist. Enough said. But because we're in the Pokemon setting, this place is probably legit. Oh, Christ. I wasn't even getting into that stuff, because, yeah, I know what you're talking about. The worst part is most of the racists who are trying to use boarding schools to destroy culture were doing so out of what can only be referred to as positive inclinations. Like they were helping, right? They're helping uplift these poor, beleaguered black people. Oh, my God. Anyways. Do me a favor. Let's talk about something less horrible than boarding schools. Do you see that mountain in the distance? Look at that. There's even like distance culling, or sorry, LOD, or maybe that's just shadows. I don't know, but do you see that? This is what I mean. If even a casual playthrough can just spot stuff like that, you've screwed up. I tend to let a lot slide when it comes to graphics fidelity because, frankly, I don't really care about graphics fidelity. I care about graphics design. But that's bad. Now I'm playing on the Switch, too. That really sucks, Triaxia, if that's true. Welcome to UVA Academy. Here's the entrance hall. I have no idea, DeQuack. I own it. You can sign up for all kinds of classes at the desk behind me, and those halls off to the side. They lead to a different part of the schools. It's totally big enough to let loose and battle in here, but for some reason they banned Pokemon battling in the main entrance. Master Runner, Mr. Mona, why are you 6 hours late? How'd you find your first commute? It was great. Uh-oh, I'm being attacked. Really? Okay. I'll be right there. I imagine Miss Nemona's high spirits helped with that. She's a true asset to our fine academy. Not that I was expecting any less from our champion-ranked student council president. Reliable as ever, Miss Nemona. I know how to look after my friends. Right, Runner? Oh, speaking of which, we saw some of those Team Star kids in town, Director. You did? Where? Look at all those books. It was down the stairs at the front gates. They were harassing this kid with an EV backpack. That's quite the news. Are they still to be found out there? Actually, Runner flexed on him and they ran off. You don't say. Of course, it's fine to try and help a fellow student, but you wish to show a bit of restraint as you find your feet here at our academy. And Mr. Mona, do remember that the school staff is here to resolve such troubles? Right, yes, sir, Director. Child with an EV backpack. I suppose that might have been misspending. Yeah, EV backpacks are so rare in the Pokemon universe, right? I'm relieved to hear she's coming to class, at least. Oh, Miss Nemona, if you'd be so good, do report to Mr. Jacques about this Team Star business. As your homeroom teacher, he should be kept apprised of all such going-ons. You got it, sir. Ah, but look at the time. You two had better hurry on. Class will begin soon. We're in 1A. Come on, I'll show you the way. No, wait, I need to stop and save and go eat dinner. I'm just gonna hit that because I really do need to go hit dinner. There will be a third stream. I'll be back. Okay?